The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the show. I am still in Los Angeles, California. I'm joined by Andrew. He is in St. Louis. Noah is in New York, I believe, still. And yeah, we're just scattered, holding it down on every side. It's I have a crank in my
Yeah.
Crick?
crank in my neck. Crank.
Both.
Crack.
Crinkle crackle. Wait. What's that hat you were wearing? STL. Is there a duck on that?
Quack quack.
Is the first S a dust?
I
a
guess
duck?
so. I never even noticed until you just said it. I don't know what that stands for.
Well, who gave it to you?
I bought it at a golf store. It's great material.
But you didn't know what it had on
No,
it.
I don't look for ducks. You know that. If you know that, if
Did you
there's
get
a
a
bird on
discount?
the, I don't
Did you get a
notice.
discount?
Yeah, I got a discount. They half quack.
How many vaginas are on that?
Yes.
I don't know.
I thought-
She definitely closed them
Wait,
up.
it's clearly a duck, right? Like I can barely see it.
It might be a
Right?
swan.
But you did not recognize that was a duck. You just liked the material of the hat. Were you
This
just?
hat-
I don't understand how you miss that. That's a duck.
Well, I think it's a swan.
Well, whatever. Some kind of, nautical avian creature.
I think a swan would make sense because it starts with an S. Maybe
No,
STL.
but I think that. Well, what does it represent? Where did you get it?
I bought it at a
Like,
golf
what's-
store at the Forest Park golf course. Great material.
They don't got. I think they got more ducks in Forest Park than swans.
That's true.
So it might be that.
That's a good point,
Great material. So you were just about the material. You didn't really look at it.
dude. I have a very sweaty, swampy head. It turns hats into cum rags. Every hat I have
and then-
looks like I jizzed all over it, and I'm like, this is my look.
Because why does sweat turn white?
I don't know because this cum. I think it's the cum.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you ever wash them?
yeah, I do, but an hour later, it looks like a buffalo jizzed on my head.
And that one is just that one doesn't absorb
No.
that doesn't
This
have.
one takes on real cum.
doesn't get
I've
sweaty?
tried to come on this thing many times. The duck is like, I don't give a fuck.
I just love the idea of wearing something that you don't know anything about, like that it has a little cute duck.
I
on
like
it.
the fact that,
Boys are just so unobservant in that way. I think that
yeah.
some people you just would never even look at that.
I mean, I'm material.
It's so clearly.
I know. I love
want
that he's
people to
showing
see
it
it
off to
because
us.
it's so. And he's hanging his head in shame.
I'm
I guess
not.
I'm not trying to shame you,
My head's
but
up.
you really are looking.
I'm trying
down
to show it.
Very. Oh, you
Here,
are.
there.
Okay, yeah, that is. It's so. It almost looks like duck TL.
Now that I look at it, I feel like the T and the L are also animals.
Do you like when people call St. Louis the Lou?
No.
Do you like STL? What do
No,
you
I
like?
like the Lou. I mean, and I'm proud. Nelly really did it, but I don't really hear that in conversation. Do people do it a lot? I haven't heard it. I don't think in regular conversation.
I guess when people. Yeah, maybe not. I'm getting a buzzing in my ear. Is anyone else getting a buzzing?
No.
No,
God, crink in my neck and a buzz in my ear.
can't win.
Yeah, I just know that Chris does not like the Lou. He likes STL. I don't care either way.
Yeah,
But I don't.
I don't really think about that kind of stuff. But I don't. I just don't like.
Well, you're wearing a duck with a hat on it and you didn't know.
I'm trying to think of if I grew up here, would I be annoyed by more things? Probably.
I mean, have you caught on to the fact that everyone from St. Louis asked each other where they went to high school? Is that a thing now as someone who's lived in St. Louis for 2
I'm
years?
trying to think what I've no.
Do you know things about St. Louis? Or stereotypes?
Not really. I just feel like people can't drive here. People drive without license plates. There's holes in the roads that will never be fixed. The buildings look like they've caught fire and then no one ever put them out.
Certain parts of town, yeah. Yeah, you put up that post about shitting on St. Louis and how the people in Ukraine are like, oh my God, there's a worse place.
Yeah.
It's just certain parts of St.Louis. I just want to say that like you've driven. This is the place you see on when you're driving to the airport.
Yes.
Like a lot of St. Louis, most of St. Louis does not look like that.
Yeah, I mean the joke wouldn't hit as hard though if I was like this between 5th Street and 17th. You know what I mean? It's too specific.
But I just want to be clear that St. Louis, growing up, I never saw a bad part of St. Louis.
Well, you grew up kind of in the suburbs.
Yeah, but we would go to the city. If you drive from the suburbs to the city, you don't see a bad place. It's like if you take a shortcut from where we live to the airport, you're going to drive through some abandoned factory area.
I had a moment.
Is that where you're seeing it?
Yeah.
When you drive to the
Especially
airport?
if you don't go on the main road. I went.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you take the shortcut.
4-mile shortcut, and there was like 4 teenagers who had masks on, not for COVID, really. Like it was like, and
yes, Halloween.
And, it was Halloween early. they and I just.
That's another St. Louis thing we celebrated.
I put my car. I put my car because there was someone in front of me in reverse, ready to reverse out of trouble. Like, I don't know. I was scared.
Yeah, don't pull up too closely because you won't be able to get out of it. Yeah.
But I don't even know if that would work. I feel like
Did you lock
just reverse into like a tree and then they'd laugh at me and go, "We weren't even going to rob you. You drive a Corolla."
You were reversing to reverse out of it? Why don't you reverse so that you can pull forward out of it?
I guess so. I mean, now that, could have used it,
So you were pulled up to someone too closely at a light. And then you reversed that you could reverse out of it?
No, I was just ready to reverse. I threw her in reverse, ready to go, just in case.
Oh.
But then the light turned green, and I almost just...
You forgot that you were in reverse.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
It was one of those moments where you're like, am I being, not racist, but am I judging too harshly, or should you be ready? It's like one of those things.
No, there's a lot of carjackings in St. Louis. It's like a thing and shootings and, in certain parts of town. Yeah. Waze will just take you through those parts of town with no problem. You'll save 2 minutes getting to the airport, but then you won't even make it.
I love the idea that Waze
shot.
is in on it. They're like they're in their ear, like 44th and 3rd. There's a guy in a Corolla. He's in reverse, but he can't really reverse because he's a fucking loser. You should rob him and make fun of his nipples while you're at it. And it's like, what? How did you know, Waze? It's like yesterday.
I mean, you encounter a lot of crime there? I mean, you got your windows smashed twice. I've got my phone stolen.
Your phone stolen. Nothing like obviously too bad.
Will you look up?
Because
we're on a video.
I was just showing people to duck again. I
just feel like I'm talking to a depressed teenager. Like,
hey, I'm older
Brandon,
than that.
Will you look at me? We're talking about your grades.
Okay, so yesterday we ordered food from a restaurant, and the DoorDash person stole our food. I've never had that happen. They didn't. So when they pick up the order, they have to confirm it. The guy never confirmed it. I just see him eating our food somewhere, like in an alley. I don't know how that happens.
Wait, you saw him eating it?
No, I'm just assuming that he was eating it because he stole our food. And I don't know.
What'd you order?
Chicken wings and a kid's pizza and a salad.
God, he stole from a child. Yeah. That's even worse. Like, he didn't know it was going to 2 adults.
Yeah. Maybe he was feeding his kids.
He didn't eat that
Maybe
salad.
He was feeding his kids, and I feel bad.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
So we called.
So did you get your money
2
back?
2 hours later, we called the restaurant. They put us on hold for like 20 minutes, and then the restaurant's like,
don't call the restaurant. They have nothing to do with it. They're just...
No, but they'll know.
You know that they have
know if the order got... I didn't know that the DoorDash
picked
guy
up
stole
by
it.
a criminal?
I don't know that. You can't just call DoorDash either.
Why not? Because on the app it says it's headed your way and you can track it.
I know, but it
so
kept
then
going
once
up.
It's been picked up, you can see.
I know, but then it kept going up, and then it was picked up, but then just then.
So it got picked up. So don't call the restaurant. The restaurant has nothing to do with it.
No, but the restaurant will have some answers.
Wait, that the guy looked a certain way, so then you can call the cops and they don't give a shit? Like, what do you mean?
I'm not calling. I didn't yell at the restaurant. You think I called and I was like, listen here, restaurant. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that if you want to get your money back, you call DoorDash. And you don't call the restaurant. That's just a waste of your time. Because did they give you your money back? Did the restaurant give you your money back? Of course not.
No. If anything, they charge more. No.
Yeah,
What we did learn from the restaurant.
They really washed their hands of it.
We learned from the restaurant.
It's the only time you get the restaurant to wash their hands before they make your food.
What we learned, though, is that they remade the order and gave it to someone else that did confirm. So we did find that out. So we knew our order was finally coming with a different DoorDash person.
Right.
Then we finally wrote DoorDash. They called us. They're like, we'll cancel your order. We're like, we don't want to cancel it. We want the food. They gave us $40 on DoorDash. So
you just ordered it again.
no, I didn't order it again. It finally came 2 hours later, and the order was $70 and it was 40, and they gave us 40 back. They didn't even give us the full order.
Oh, okay. So they gave you $40 for your wait time because you got it a lot later.
Yeah, I mean, has that ever happened to you
Yeah,
with
the
your
other
DoorDash?
night-
I mean, it's.
Well, my Uber Eats, the other night they here in LA, they said they dropped it off, and I was chatting with the guy because I was like, bring it to the front desk, just say it's for so and so, and then he was like, I did, and then I called down, and it's nowhere to be seen, and so I just, I know that the headache of calling the first of all, I never call the restaurant because that is not how you handle these things, but I was going to go through the Uber Eats thing, and I just go, no, I'll just order it again. Like it probably went to someone who needed it. It's fine. And I just said, I guess I didn't need that food tonight. And I just ate the snack bar. And then the other night in St. Louis, they dropped it off and they take a picture when it lands, which is helpful because then you have proof that it is somewhere. And I guess they could take a picture and then pick it back up again and take it, but they had a picture. And so I sent Chris to go down and get it. And he was like, it isn't here. And I was like, there is a picture of it there. And then I looked at the picture and it was not the front desk of our building. And so I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to study the picture for ideas of where this food could be.
Became a little.
So I knew it was at a hotel because it was the very side of on the picture, there was it was like I was doing an investigation.
Yeah,
there was just a sliver of a Hilton Rewards honors member plaque. And I know it from checking into so many fucking hotels. And so then I looked and I was like, who is in the Hilton Rewards program within a vicinity? And we had a couple of hotels. And so I called them all. And Chris went on foot to go look at each hotel. And then we finally tracked it down.
You did?
So there are tricks like that. Yeah, we got it. And I'll tell you, the food tastes better having thought you lost it and then found it.
You felt like a hunter.
We were so privileged to be able to even get
like
things
hunting.
delivered.
Yeah, you hunted.
Yeah. Yes.
You made an effort for it.
Felt so accomplished.
I mean, it is
in
funny that
way.
you figured it out through the photo and what's in the background and
Yeah, I knew it was going to be because I saw him driving and I was like, okay, he definitely brought it somewhere. I looked at the address and I was like, which hotel has my similar kind of address? And it was across the street, but it was just like, do you know that on one side of the street are even numbers and on the other side of the street are always going to be odd numbers? Do you know that?
I know that.
Do you know that or do you
No, I
know
knew that.
that?
I mean, yeah.
So if you're looking for a address that's 932 and on one side you're slowing down to look and you see 839
on the other side.
837. It's got to be on the other side. So many people do not know that.
That's crazy.
And I'm not saying there's always a certain side it's on, whether it's what direction it is, and I don't know that.
Towards
but
Mecca.
I do know if I look on one side of the street and it's well, that would help to know where Mecca is. If on one side of the street there's odd numbers and you're looking for an even address, it's going to be on the other side of the street. The problem is I don't even think people know what odd and even numbers are anymore. I think that's how stupid people are.
I thought it was prime. No.
Yeah, they're absurd. Yes. Prime numbers are always going to be catty corner.
Yeah. And
My God, I had a dream where I was teaching someone what a prime number was the other night. Amazon
How'd that
Prime,
go?
Free shipping. Numbers that you get free shipped. I think I was just teaching them it's only divisible by itself and 1. I think I said that, and I really wasn't even sure if that was
were you
true.
teaching yourself?
I think I learned prime numbers way too late in life. I missed that day of school, and then I had to fake I knew what they were for so many grades, and then eventually I had to just be honest with someone and be like, I don't know.
Also, what side of the street
It was a very big insecurity.
Also.
I
Look,
mean,
I get it. It's tough though sometimes with these bigger companies because you want to talk to someone, and you know what, DoorDash did a good job of getting back and communicating, but sometimes you don't even know. You write customer service and they put you to someone. I don't know. Sometimes it's very hard to talk to corporate people and figure things out in a timely manner. And you know what it is? They probably have so many issues that they're like, we got to be good at this. Like,
well, it's like Amazon. Yeah. Like they make so much fucking money and have so many orders that if they, I returned that pink mic and they were like, are you going to return it? And I'm like, uh-huh. And they're like, okay, here's your money back. So you swear you're going to return it? I'm like, if you want that poop mic back, I will. I never did. And I think I still got the money back. But like and when you return things, they've tracked them before and it all ends up in a landfill. They lose money by restocking things. It's a waste of their time and energy. And so they just throw it away. It doesn't, they have enough money that you can just return stuff. You don't have to return stuff. They'll just go, here, we'll send it again. Yeah. Especially the volume that I buy from Amazon. I think that I am probably, aside from like actual companies, spend more money there than anyone, and they just go, just give this girl whatever she wants. At this point,
you probably have your own like packing station for you here in St. Louis.
And I'm not someone who, probably. I'm not someone who complains a lot about like getting refunds. I just feel like that's more of my time and effort than actually getting the $3 back or whatever it is. Like there are times I get overcharged for things, and I'm just like, I wish it was a part of my personality to like fight for what's right. And like, I was just thinking the other day, I bet I never look at a hotel, I never check out of a hotel and see all the charges. And I guarantee you I've been charged so many times for stuff that either the minibar stuff or even, a lot of times I put down my credit card for incidentals, but it's being covered by the business that's flying me there. And I bet I've paid for hotels before just because I haven't checked that stuff. I'm just so bad about that.
I always found that when I have to call and like dispute a charge or something, I always lead with why I'm calling. And then I say, are you able to help me with that? And then just like being courteous and saying, oh man, like I appreciate this so much. Thank you so much for your help. It goes such a long way that they just want to help you because they probably deal with assholes who yell at them when they have nothing to do with it.
Oh, they want to keep you on the line, like, because you're just keeping them from talking to another asshole who's not appreciative.
Yeah.
So it's so true.
And then we're like best friends at the end. It's like, well, have a great day, Gail.
I just feel like some of these companies, though, like if you don't pay them, they don't treat you polite. Like Verizon, like they'll be like, we're shutting you down in a day if you don't fucking pay. Like it feels very like accusatory. I don't know. Verizon, if I don't pay, like they're like 24 hours. Like they give you a time limit. Like they're a bully. And I feel like they don't give a shit about you as a customer a lot of the time. So I think that's why a lot of people give them shit back. Like I don't think companies are like, oh, you can't afford it this month.
It's never the customer service.
No, I know.
Like
I know.
I'm corporate executives that you never talk to.
People get mad at.
Do you ever set up just like automatic pay though for those kinds of things?
I've done it like 3 times, and I know it takes 2 seconds, and I should do it, and my brain doesn't.
So every month you have to actually like go in and pay.
I get yelled at. I get angry, and instead of
wait, Andrew, that's insane. This isn't 1988.
Hey, look. Some of us just believe
Wait, do you have an alarm on your phone or something?
I drive a stick shift. What do you want from me? No, I don't.
Wait,
I can't drive.
Seriously, do you have a thing on your phone that do you do this with like the bills at like your internet and your cable?
Everything.
You don't do automatic pay for anything? No. For rent?
Do you have a reminder on your phone?
No, nothing. And I forget the password every time.
But is there a reason for this?
Yeah, I'm just stupid. I'm ADD, I would say, or not planning, being a procrastinator.
But what if when you call next time to pay it, you just say, hey, can I do automatic pay?
Yeah.
What's preventing that?
The 3 seconds of setting up automatic pay. Here's the thing, too. I just lost my wallet.
You think there's some fear you're going to feel, you lost your wallet?
I haven't lost my wallet. I used to drink a lot, and I don't know if this happened to you. I probably did. You'd lose your debit card a lot, and you wouldn't know what bar it was at, so you had to follow the stamps on your hand like it was a map. Like that's how you figure out where your food is.
Look like you're looking for an Uber Eats bag. Yeah.
And I would lose my debit card like once every 2 weeks. But I haven't lost this one for like 5 years. And I lost my wallet at the...
Because you haven't drank in 5 years.
I lost it at the golf course.
Right.
Completely sober. And I couldn't find it. and I get a DM from a guy saying that his father, who has dementia, brought home my wallet from the golf course, and it was just sitting on their kitchen counter. And the mom, his wife, found it, and she didn't know how it got. She thought an intruder.
Intruder came into the house and just brought it. Oh,
And he didn't. And the poor dad didn't know because he has dementia where it came from. And
so you probably just had it on the counter or something, and then the demented dad just picked it up and stole it accidentally,
or on purpose, and he's using it as an excuse. But so then the guy goes, "I'll come and bring you the wallet." So I meet him at Starbucks, and it's like a young guy, his son, and I was like, I was like, "Thank you so much. I left it here,"
Gail.
and I started like doing like this whole story of like, I left it there, and then I looked there, and then I was wondering why, and this whole time.
Oh my God, I'm already so. This man has a demented dad. He doesn't need any of this. I'm so bored already. The explanation, so you have to make yourself feel better that you didn't lose it.
It was whatever. It was just like.
Just nervous.
Yeah, just like being thankful, being like, this is why it was so hard for me that day, even though your dad.
Oh my God.
And he was like, okay, dude, I don't need to know the story. Here's your wallet. Get the I was like, he probably wants an autograph.
I'm listening to my dad's stories 100 times a day. Yeah. Oh, did you think he knew who you? I mean, I guess he knew through Instagram.
Yeah. But he wasn't following me.
This guy's got a blue check mark. He did follow.
He unfollowed me probably. Dude, it was just so funny. And then I get the wallet finally. I canceled the credit card right away, or debit card. So I have a digital card now on my phone. And then I lost my wallet a day later. Now I can't find it.
Whoa, what, you lost your wallet?
Yeah. Well,
oh, shit.
I don't know. What do you do?
Sorry,
you got
man.
a license in Missouri. Is it hard to go to DMV?
Are you not paying attention? We have to go to break. We'll come right back after this. Do you not see the board she's been waving for like 3 minutes?
I thought you were talking about. I thought it said beak for the bird on my hat.
Get back to the talk. And we're back.
What's the you went?
Yeah, I lose my shit all the time.
You had to go to the DMV
because I don't have a wallet.
This was months ago, but I remember you being shocked how easy it was to get the license, right?
That wasn't me.
I think it was.
I haven't been to the DMV in so long.
This was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
when you just moved back to St. Louis, maybe?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't go when
No, because I still have my same picture from when I was there years and years ago. Oh,
what happened to your neck?
I don't know. I woke up in the middle of the night and it's just it's in that I just don't want to give credence to it because it's not a real physical injury. I hate when people are like, I slept on my neck weird. It's like I'm stressed, I'm depressed, I'm
what did you do last night?
Slept in a nest.
I did not. I slept in. Maybe it is how I slept. I slept in a nest. Quack quack.
Not your best.
I cannot laugh. My neck has a thing in it. I don't know. In the middle of the night it started, and by the middle of the night, I went to bed last night at 7:30 p.m.
Whoa.
and then woke up at like 10, and then went back to bed immediately, and then woke up again at 2, and then slept until 8. Like I slept 12 hours. I've been pretty depressed and just hating my life recently, but for no reason kind of thing. And so I think it's just a materializing of that. I don't know what it is, but
I noticed
I
that
don't
you
even want to
like
go
that
get it worked on
around your period. There's a lot of like negative and you feel very depressed around your period.
I've been tracking it recently, and it's honestly every other day I want to die. It's like I think because I've been tracking it. Is it the Hilton?
I just love that
my period.
Your period just hanging out somewhere in a bag.
My period is. It's. I don't know what's going on. Nothing can. You know what I think?
Oh, she's hurting, boy. Here's a play-by-play.
God, I am not exaggerating. It is so crazy.
Well, don't turn that way. Don't turn
this way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a place where it doesn't hurt, but it's like even talking hurts it. Yeah, I've just been coming down with something all weekend. Been really.
Is it when you have such a big high? I mean, you had such a huge high last week. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I think these highs might be part of it. Yeah, like we were talking about doing ecstasy and how people are like, oh, if you do ecstasy the next day, you like literally are suicidal. And I've always been like, well, I can't fuck with that stuff because that's how I feel a lot of times. And I realize like, yeah, it might be that. But the thing is, I don't get like for Kimmel or whatever, there was no part of me that's like, oh my God, this is the best thing that's ever going to happen to me. I'm not even walking on sunshine because I know that nothing matters and it doesn't really, it's fun to do. And it was so fun. And it's a lot of like, I guess nerves or like, you know, a lot of effort goes into it and a lot of energy, but only for 2 days of my life did a lot of energy go towards that. It wasn't like it was days and days of just me like biting my fingernails and being like so nervous and thinking about it and not having to focus on anything else. I mean, I've had things like that in my life where it's like my specials and stuff where it's been like weeks of like, oh my God, this thing's coming up. Kimmel for me was not that. It was just like, wait till you get to it. It'll be fun and then it'll be done. And that's what it was. But yeah, almost immediately afterwards, it was a dark weekend of just a lot of and I can't even cry. That's the problem. I've been reading about depression all weekend because I'm just trying to find anything that makes me feel like I'm not insane for the way I'm feeling. Like all I want to read about is other people that are depressed to just make me feel less alone, I guess. And every meme about depression is about people crying. And I don't relate to that at all. I'm looking for any meme about people who are just numb that like I can't wait to not talk for 3 weeks because it's like how I really feel right now is like, I don't want to hang out with friends. I don't want to, I had to do an event on Saturday night where I had to, for the
dog charity,
animal charity. Yeah. And man, that felt like I would have rather climbed a mountain. Like I felt like I was seriously,
got out. Yeah.
I cannot believe the amount of effort it took. I felt like I needed a Sherpa to like pull the sides of my mouth up to a smirk, like to just be nice to people. Like even getting on the elevator and being like, hi, like that. And it's such a lame thing to say because people like have every time I'm depressed, I just cry, like I cry on the inside thinking of people who have children or who have just like, you know, hospitality jobs or
DoorDash.
You know, I mean, even that would be a good job for me when I'm depressed because you don't need to see anyone necessarily. It's a lot of just like knocking and just handing off and, you know, I guess you get reviewed on so I guess, yeah. But like, I really think about mothers and not really fathers.
Yeah. Imagine being depressed and then having to be there for a 3-year-old. Like,
I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I just write to my friends and I'm like, how does anyone ever think that they could be a mother if they like, and then I realize people don't get depressed like I do. And so it's not the same. Like
or if it's something,
have a different
something to focus on, maybe like,
because you wouldn't be able to have kids if you got as sad as I did. You would be it would be like having kids when you know, people have kids when they live in poverty and can't afford even themselves and they have kids. It would be like that. Like I have 0 to give myself. So why would I ever have a child?
Well, I think the child forces
it makes me
you
so sad.
It forces you to either snap out of it or it gives you something to focus on outside of yourself. I think when you are happy and you're doing Kimmel, even if it's not like, woo, you have something to focus on outside of yourself, even if it is.
Yeah, I think it's the void of work.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
That's what I think it is. And I think kids are work. So it fills that void for a lot of people. Or you just go to your room and you don't help your kids and you just be depressed.
I know. I was thinking about your mom. I'm like, I think I would be like in my bedroom all day long. Like this weekend I was in bed all day I only got up to go get food and like go get coffee, because I would get coffee to think like maybe something can snap me out of this. I'll chug a Diet Coke, like caffeine, just looking for some kind of stimulant to get me out of it. But nothing was working. And it's just like, Is
it being away from Chris, you think? Because he's on that vacation or trip.
No.
No?
It's a good guess, but no, like I felt, I mean, he was really...
you guys were together a lot before like this trip, So I don't know. You seem pretty happy.
No, it wasn't that at all. If anything, I'm like, thank God I don't have a partner right now. Thank God I don't have anyone who has to put up with this. Like, I feel really like... I don't know why anyone wants to be like, I stopped going to the girls chat because I'm like, I'm just bringing this down. I've been, Chris is on his vacation. I was telling him about, like, I just don't even want to talk about my life because it's just like, I have nothing positive to say. I have no good news. I have nothing nice to say. Yeah. You won't talk me out of it. I am in this, it's like I was reading about depression. It's like, you're looking through a straw. Like that's how myopic it is. Like there's no good insight. And honestly, my life is perfect. I have the boyfriend of my dreams. I am in a suite in one of the nicest hotels imaginable. I just hosted Kimmel. I like the way my body looks. I like the way my face looks. Taylor Swift has a new album coming out. That honestly lifted me a little bit out of my depression when I thought nothing could. I'm not kidding you. But honestly, I have the best friends. Like, there's no reason for it. It's just and it's so annoying to even complain about because I don't know how to describe it. But it's just, I guess it's chemical. You just can't help it. But I think that's what my neck is now doing.
Or like doing like
I did that too. And my journal was like, we can't take this.
Yeah, your journal's like, can you
close me?
Close, yeah.
I did,
pen.
yeah.
You're
I
writing
did
a little
gratitude list. I cleaned my because the maids haven't been able to come in because I won't leave my hotel room and I don't know where to go.
I think there's a dead body in there that's speaking.
There's gonna be. No, it'll be on the pavement outside. But
you'll finally get a star. Just make sure you put your arms out while you fall.
Pavement angel. It's that time of year. Oh my God.
They just draw it around you. They just draw the star.
Oh my God.
That's like your...
Oh yeah, when they come to do like the crime scene analysis, the chalk outline, they're like, this actually might be the perfect place for it.
Oh my God. It's on top of Danny DeVito and he's like, it's an inside job. That's a reference to him being on Kimmel, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even get that reference, and I was the one that was there.
Oh shit.
Depression. It's so stupid.
Depression is dumb. But, I mean, because you can't even say like...
because there's no rhyme or reason. And it's just so obnoxious to hear it from someone like me who... And I think that is part of it, is that the amount of attention and everyone being like, you killed it. Oh my God, girl, that dress.
Yeah.
Keep that dress forever. Oh my God, I'm dead. That was incredible. You need to be on late night. Like all of these, to, quote my dad, accolades. It's like, this is the only way people love me. It's like, that's where it gets really sad, is like, this is the only way to get the love that feels, first of all, not even enough. Because if it were, it would not make me depressed 2 seconds later. But that's, it just, I think it's a reminder that this stuff doesn't make me happy. And that's like, and when the thing that you've achieved, gone after your whole life to like make you happy, and you're finally achieving it, and you realize that that's not it, you just go, this, and I know it's not it. I've this has happened so many times in my life, of these highs where I'm like, if this isn't it, then what is? Like, I don't even know. And I think that's the depressing thing, is like, you get this love that seems conditional, because it is. You have to you have to be thin. You have to look thin on TV. You have to have huge boobs. You have to have a dress that shows off both your thinness and your boobs. You have to be really glowy. You have to have makeup on. You have to have hair extensions in, which I finally gave into. I said I never would wear them again, but I wore hair. So if you think my hair looked amazing that night, they were hair extensions. It was fake. You have other people write, like, I didn't write all those jokes. And people are like, did you write all those jokes? Like, so people are giving me credit for jokes I didn't write. I look at it at the end and I go, what did I do besides show up and smile? Like, I guess my delivery was good. I guess my enthusiasm was there, but everything else was artificial and not me. So what credit can you take for that?
I don't agree with that. Like, you looking at that.
What do you mean?
I mean, because it isn't fake. I mean, these are things that a depressed person would tell themselves. Like, like all these things, like, I didn't do anything. That's bullshit. Like, you. Well,
I did stuff, but
like, anyone can fucking write a fucking one-liner. Like, but no one can perform
No,
it.
I can't.
Well,
I did write a lot of those jokes.
My point is like,
still,
it's like what I said in the last episode. Like, you were the conduit for the talent that was backstage. Like, some people are good at being talented behind the scenes, and that's a good thing. They have actual talent and skill, but they need someone who can present in front of the camera and who can make their creativity come to life, and that is what you are very good at.
Do you think Hitler wrote all his speeches?
Joke writer.
Do you think Hitler literally wrote every word?
No.
How is that guy not? I mean, I'm guessing he was depressed, but how are people that are actively like? I don't know. I just
did you?
I got to figure out another way.
Isn't this kind of like what happened with like Robin Williams? The whole world.
No, he had Lewy body dementia. That's his brain was eating itself. He had steal Andrew's
Louis
credit card at the golf
body
course.
Dementia, I believe it was.
Yeah, no, he had a Lewy body. Lewy, I think I forget the name of it, but it's essentially, yeah, he had that. So people think he killed himself, but he had a, which is what everyone. If you kill yourself, you eventually. It's because your brain is not working correctly. People think that people choose to kill themselves, but it's really their brain turns on them, as does everything that you do. It's your brain. It's not you actually choosing it. But no, he had a brain disease, and sometimes I feel like it feels the same way. I think depression is that, and it's not fun to have.
Yeah.
And there's no cure for it. It seems like I just don't know what I
Did
try.
You try a different
I'm going to keep trying. I'm never going to give up. I'm not going to ever do anything.
Would work.
That's the other. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Just looking a certain way, and then Taylor Swift comes out last night.
Midnight.
And, yeah, Taylor Swift shows up at the VMAs. The first thing I saw was her dress, and that seriously lifted me out of a depression. I'm not even joking you. Like, seeing her and like, even though she looked beautiful and lithe and like, young and all the things that I don't feel like I am, it really made me happy. And then she announces her album, which made me depressed again because it was an album that all the songs are written in the middle of the night. And I'm like, never have I been in the middle of the night, been depressed or like anxious, and then written something or like made something. And I'm like, God, I'm fucking worthless. Like this girl, then I start comparing myself. And then I see her second outfit of the evening and I'm like, I don't mean to comment. I think she will tell us what she needs to tell us when she needs to tell us it. But that look gave Single so hard. I can't even I can't. I don't picture. I don't think there are speculations always online about her relationship, and I don't want to add fire to that flame because she will tell us when the time is right. But that second outfit she wore, do you know what I'm talking about, Noah?
Yeah,
with the
silky
faux fur.
blue.
Silky blue, like little
stars.
onesie with stars. I think it might be Stella McCartney because it's kind of her style, with the strappy sandals. And it was like a tiny little, almost negligee bodysuit. It wasn't because it was sexy. I'm not saying that it gave Single. And by the way, giving Single, I'm trying out talking that way. But I immediately was like, that girl's Single. Like, that's what you wear when you're like a single woman. I don't know why. I just have a.
What about it? Like, very
like
sexy
peacocking kind of thing. Like, you're putting it out there.
I mean, she literally like kind of she had feathers on that boa like a peacock. it's like when you want to be seen and you're like, I'm free, and there's like this new vibe out there. Like we haven't seen Taylor dress like this. I mean, the VMAs look is one thing. She's like bedazzled to the nines, and like it almost looks like she's wearing a tangled necklace. But that was like more VMA, like that's what you wear. But for the after party look, I'm just like, that's a girl who is getting out there again. But maybe I mean, I don't know.
I guess someone would argue, well, can't I look free while in a relationship?
Sure. I don't want her to be single, by the way. I love her and Joe's relationship. I envy it. I think they are perfect together. I'm so happy for them. They've been together over like 6 years at this point. I mean, that is not, I don't want her to be single again. I love this place that she's writing from where she's in love, but I just saw that look and I was like, I know that if I were newly single, that's what I would be
I think
wearing.
it'd be tough as like even someone like Taylor Swift after writing like some, she's prolific with her writing, but like having to have a relationship fall apart to put out another, like where does the career and being focused on having another hit, like it's got to be tough. There's got to be stress involved of like, I don't feel creative at all. I better dump Joe, put a bird suit on, and fucking write some good lyrics. Like I feel like there is something that can play in someone's head when that becomes your thing, even though she's proven that she could do more than that. But
no, yeah, she's written 3 albums now in a relationship. Yeah, 4 arguably, where she's been in love. So I don't think she needs it. But I think
she's due then.
Yeah,
if it's been 4 in a row, she's like, I mean, there's only so much of a song you could write, like, he forgot to put the toilet seat down. Like it kind of, it loses its luster.
No, I will argue. I mean, I know you're just making a joke, but it's, she writes about from that. Well, that's where she got into different characters. And she wrote from characters' perspectives of books she's reading and her friends' relationships, and she would pull from other people's relationships. That's what Springsteen would do. And pull from her own.
I love that about Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. He's like, he must have been an iron worker himself. It's like, like we give him that trait of like a hard working man, but really he's just like a guy that like wrote a fun fiction story about like a tough guy,
Yeah, I mean, when does your creative juices start flowing? Because in the midnight, I'm just like, man, these are all songs she wrote in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that's just something she's saying for the sake of like selling the album. Maybe one song she wrote at 7 a.m. and she's like, well, to some people, that's, but I can't imagine waking up in the middle of the night. I wish that when I was depressed or sad or longing, like this stuff poured out of me or anything poured out. I wish tears poured out of me, but nothing does.
Yeah.
Blood does.
I think also she might say that it was in the middle. I don't know. She might have wrote it the next day about the middle of the night. I mean, that's like the theme of it. It's a good theme.
She's allowed to.
Yeah. But yes. I don't know. I kind of think of jokes after something like bad. Like if me and Brenna get in an argument, like 2 days later, I'll think about why it was funny. Like maybe to like. Like I was thinking about how the other day we got in an argument. We still had to do chores, but you just do them louder, and like why that's funny. Like getting mad at croutons, and it's like really you're mad at whoever you're mad at. You know what I mean? But you're just like taking it out on inanimate objects, but not that hard. Just hard enough the person knows. It's just.
I wrote a similar joke where I was like, I'm working on my communication skills right now. With my boyfriend, and the other day I was really upset that he doesn't ask enough about like the details about my personal life, and like I just want him to ask about me more. So I like sucked it up and I just like zipped my suitcase like really loud. Yeah. And then I like went to the bathroom and I like slammed the door in a way that he knew that he needs to ask more questions. Like that's how I choose to communicate. But like sometimes that is the best I can do. Like sometimes, most of the time I don't do those things. I don't like even let him know I'm mad by like kind of setting something down or like being weirdly quiet, because even that I feel like is too much.
It's funny to
so I will just pretend like everything's fine. So even that for me is kind of, sometimes I pat myself on the back like, good, you let him know by being weirdly quiet. Even that
I'll
for me
show
is like an
him
accomplishment in communicating, because otherwise I'm just like, act like everything's fine. Don't lose your boyfriend. Keep him at all costs.
Well, it's funny to think like that's how music was invented, by people putting away things loud, like to show emotion. And that's like I could see like
that's how Stomp the musical was created.
Yeah, it was just a guy that was mad around his house.
Just a couple on the brink of breaking up.
Are you mad at me? No, I'm playing
Someone
the trash
who's-
can. I'm fucking putting away, or no, I'm putting away the trash. Yeah, but you're doing it to a beat. I see something here. You're really mad.
I really need to finish this musical. Will you tell me about how we have to go to your sister's for Christmas Eve instead of my sister's?
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Right.
That's so funny.
We got to go to break. We'll come back with more show. That is so funny. All right, we're back. Let's do Reddit dump. This is your Reddit dump. Hee 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 hee.
Hate that guy.
I love the laughs. Shit, my phone's loading. Fuck. Did you watch the VMAs last
I
night?
didn't know they were on. I'm not trying to act too cool for school, but
I wouldn't have known either, except it's all over my Instagram. So your Instagram does not have VMA stuff. What is your it's so funny that the worlds we live in that are on our phone.
Yeah.
What it's given us.
I wasn't really on my phone that much last night, and I usually am. I mean,
Why not?
I was just hanging with Brenna watching like a movie or something.
What'd you guys watch?
What have we watched recently? I'm trying to think. We were watching Insecure, actually, the TV show.
Ooh,
Okay.
I love that show.
Yeah, she's never saw it.
I've never seen
the
it.
first season's
I like
really
her new
good.
one. I like Issa Rae's new show.
What is it?
It's called Rap Shit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's so good.
I remember the Insecure that came out around the same time Nikki and Sarah Live did, and we went to. There was like a red carpet for it, and on red carpets, how on the background they have the name of the show all over it.
Yeah.
And you take and so you were just standing on a red carpet, and all it said was Insecure all around you, and I was like, this is so perfect for exactly what everyone's feeling on this red carpet. Okay, so this is from the St. Louis Reddit with just St. Louis facts. And so the question was, what's a fact about St. Louis that sounds made up? And it says there's absolutely nothing more absurd in St. Louis's history than the 1904 Olympic marathon event. I'm already laughing because it's so insane. It reads as a mockumentary. It was run on one of the hottest parts of the day on dusty roads. Of the 32 participants, only 14 completed the race. Fred Lors was initially the winner until it was discovered that he hitched a ride in the middle of the race. Thomas Hicks became the eventual winner despite nearly dropping dead and hallucinating after being hopped up on brandy, raw eggs, and strychnine. Anderin Cavajal placed fourth after taking a nap because of eating spoiled fermented apples. He nearly missed the race after traveling from Cuba and ending up in New Orleans, where he lost all of his money.
Wait, what?
He had to hitchhike to St. Louis to make the race. He had lost his luggage and had to cut his street clothes into shorts to run in the competition. William Garcia was found near death after inhaling the dust from the roads. The South American entrants were disappointments. One of it, which was one of the favorites, but finished towards the back of the pack due to being chased off the course by a pack of wild dogs.
Wild ducks.
Dogs.
Oh, dogs!
It wasn't in Forest Park.
The chief organizer had only one water station on the entire course in an attempt to have an experiment on purposeful dehydration. It was an absolute calamity. Even reading it over, the whole thing seems completely made up. It's so absurd and it's hard to believe.
That's the best thing I have heard in a while.
It's so funny. Oh my God. Okay, another fact about St. Louis that you might not think is true. This was one that I was going to ask you about. You're expected to tell a joke for candy on Halloween. Did you know that?
What?
It's the weirdest thing. We moved to St. Louis when I was 5 or 6, and we went out for Halloween, and we were like, trick or treat, and they're like, okay, what's your joke? And we were like, what? And it's a real thing in St. Louis. You have to tell a joke before you get candy. So every kid has like a knock knock joke before they get candy. And if you don't, you just don't. Like, people will wait to hear your joke. And it's only in St. Louis. It's the weirdest thing. But like outside of St. Louis, you just think it's a thing and it's not. It is kind of I think it's better than just going trick or treat and then just like sticking out your bag. At least there's some kind of exchange.
Yeah. It's better
there,
to joke the more candy you get. Is that a thing? Or like if you get them, if they don't laugh?
Everyone just goes, oh, that's funny. You know, it's just some pun about skeletons or ghosts or,
they
boo.
suck. They throw a tomato, give them a tomato.
A ghost's favorite Australian toy?
Oh, what?
Boomerang.
Oh.
It's always just like something like that.
That's good.
I mean, I just made that one up, so it's pretty good.
Home.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a fact about St. Louis. You'll run into that now.
I just love the idea of these marathon guys, by the way, like how hard life was then, where he's like people like drink pre-workout, they have all their electrolytes, they plan this, they get in 3 days in advance. This guy lost all his money in New Orleans. Why would he even go to this marathon?
Because he came from
no,
Cuba.
I know, but
he was making
I didn't
his
even
way.
hear about it to then go.
I know. How do they hear about it? Like, it's not like he entered online. Yeah.
And then he had to cut his jeans, like
word of mouth to Cuba,
and then you just go. It's wild.
It is
wild.
And all they have to eat, they like to eat beforehand. You're not like eating an oatmeal with like eggs. You eat raw eggs and like maybe a piece of bread, and there's no water along the route. There's no there's no
because a guy was playing dietitian, like he played an experiment on these people that traveled
to see about dehydration. I mean, it's fucking nuts.
We live in the best world ever. Sometimes when you think of it,
we're
we
so
are really
lucky that we got in right before it all ends and gets back to really like we're gonna see it go back to that.
They're just gonna run the
We're on the
marathon in
precipice
reverse.
of that.
It's just all gonna go backwards. Oh, that's so funny to think. Like,
okay, this is from the subreddit Sex, and it says, "Men who are into boobs, do you eventually tire of your partners or never ever? Just curious. I love that he's into my boobs." But do guys ever get to the point where he sees them and thinks, meh? And then these answers, if they load.
Sometimes I feel like I have to remind myself, like, oh my God, tits, when you're dating someone so long.
Well, you are the only person who said
really?
that. Because everyone else is like, no, they're always the greatest things ever.
Interesting.
So we can take that out.
No, you could leave that. I mean, she has great tits. Yeah, it's just my brain doesn't. Click, clink.
Yeah, sometimes you take them for granted.
I feel like...
Yes. But these answers are so fucking cute. The short answer is no. Long answer, no. Someone said, I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years. We are kind of nudists, meaning we are home most of the time. When we are home most of the time, we are naked. Every single day, she will catch me staring at her boobs. It's even better when she is wearing something to show off. Gives me a tease, even though I've seen them 1,000 times, literally. 5 years in, my partner is always talking about them and touching them, and each time I put them in his face during sex, he comes quickly, so I'm going to say no. I've been fondling, kissing, sucking, and coming all over these same pair of boobs for nearly 30 years, and I still think they're absolutely beautiful every time I see them. Never,
Romantic.
ever. Doesn't matter whether she's really small or really large. First time, 10,000th time, always breathtaking. No, I still get irrationally giddy when I see my wife's 20 years in. Never, ever. I can spend hours. Like, everyone is just like, oh, someone goes, do cupcakes get old? Ice cream? Because that is how I feel about boobs.
But here's the thing. Ice cream does get old. You eat it every day.
No, well, you still are like, it's ice cream. Like, it's still exciting.
If you give me ice cream.
Well, maybe you feel that way.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think that's a bad thing to admit that you can get used to something.
No, you take things for granted. Yes.
But no, I think yeah. I mean, and then other times I'm like, holy shit.
It is one thing that I'm always shocked by is that
What about dick?
Whenever
What about when you
I expose my boobs, no, we don't care. The first time to the last time, it's never like a penis. Like it's not breathtaking.
It could be if it's big enough.
It can be if it fills your throat enough, for sure. But I do think it's so cute, like how much my boyfriend of 9 years off and on still gets. He like as like almost like a sixth grader, like a middle schooler, just like and just like so excited. And I think the funniest part is that when I send pictures or whatever to him, I get such a better response on pictures where it looks like a nip slip or it looks like you can see them through the fabric as opposed to just straight up tit. They love like the mystery of like, are they there? And like, it is something so sweet about walking into a room and every single time, if I have them out, he just is like, like just can't, he just like gets like so giddy. Like that is a very cute thing that, thank God for that, the novelty of tits, because I don't relate to it, for anything on a man where it's like every single time I'm like, there's nothing I can relate it to. Not even like, my dog can be cute, but even his cuteness doesn't make me go, oh my God, babies, like things that make me go, still a breathtaking view gets old, but I think there is something it's fun to hear that boobs kind of never get old and that the guys still like appreciate them
or lie
and still, or lie.
That's way sadder. Here's another thing to be depressed about. Your tits aren't that great. Like you're like,
no, that would never depress me. I honestly would never care. If anything, I get depressed when he gets excited about things that I'm like, I can't keep this up. I'm not going to be this hot forever. Like that is where I get really depressed. I'm like, I can't.
It's funny to think of you.
My boobs will not always look this good.
Keep them up. They will.
No,
I can't keep.
Okay, so this is from Shower Thoughts. These are just like interesting thoughts people have. No one can ever know which is more euphoric, the male orgasm or the female orgasm. But then someone wrote a really interesting thing in here that said, pretty much everyone said that, people who have transitioned and have had the surgery to make it so that they can have a female orgasm when they've only experienced male orgasms before, is that based on science and like brain scans, female orgasm is way better than the male orgasm. Someone said, I think women get this one hands down. My girlfriend will orgasm for like 20 to 30 seconds while mine lasts like 5 seconds. Someone said, there was a really good, mine is, my wife says, like it's like, he goes, I think I know. Doctors can be sure, and I'm sure have used an MRI to record what the brain does whenever someone has an orgasm. Men's brains kind of shut down during orgasms while women's brains light up like Christmas trees.
I wonder if it's because it's tougher and like fewer and far between. Like when a guy does an orgasm for months or can't, then it's like, it feels probably like a woman orgasm. You know what I mean? Because it happens so many more times for a man than a woman.
Right, like you guys just can have them so much, but you also we can have many more than you have. Yeah, we can have so many more than you guys can. I think that it would be more exciting for you because you can't have one on the back of another. Like you have to have a dormant period before you can have another. While we can just keep having them. And I don't think it's hard for women to have orgasms. I think that's a you thing, and that's a me thing. Like, lots of women can achieve orgasms very quickly.
But the percentage was way lower than I thought when we found out that women just don't have orgasms. Wasn't it like, what was that? Wasn't it like, I thought only like 30-something% of women have had an, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think that it's because, I was just talking to my friend who was trying to have an orgasm for the first time in her life by masturbating, and she got a clit sucking thing, and she was like, do I have to lift up like the clitoral hood? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the thing that's covering your clit, you got to lift that up and then put it on. And I go, how do the directions not say that? And she gave me a picture of the directions. They don't say that. And then I looked online. There is no instruction for women on how to masturbate except rub yourself down there. There's no actual instruction. Yeah. Girls, if you are trying to have an orgasm, and men, if you're trying to give your girlfriend an orgasm, and there is like a thing on top of her clit, the little thing that looks like a chewed up piece of gum, that is like, that's your the thing that gets chopped up of your dick when you have a circumcision.
Foreskin.
So
it's like
that's
foreskin?
a foreskin. You need to get it out of the way to reach the clit. That is not the clit. If you're sucking on that thing, it's like you're trying to put on chapstick with the lid still on. Like, what are you
like
doing? Get that thing
rain
off.
when you have the umbrella open.
But people don't know this, and young girls don't know this either.
I love guys
you have
being
to learn this all
guys
from...
are so dumb. We're just like, oh, it was already chewed on, so that makes sense. Like, oh, someone else.
Oh my God,
someone else was chewing on it.
This made me think of you. I came across something on Reddit that I quoted to my friends yesterday, but I couldn't find it. It said something about how men tend to think like a woman with a lot of partners must have like a totally stretched out vagina. And it's like, what makes you think a woman that has had hundreds of partners has any more of a stretched out vagina than a woman with one partner that had hundreds of times?
No, I get that.
But men do think that. Like multiple partners equals like you have a baggy puss. When it's like if she had one partner, what if she got one partner that has a huge dick and all those other partners had tiny ones?
Yeah. And then there's a lot of math here.
Have you ever seen porn stars' vaginas? They all have tight vaginas, yet they're getting plowed by humongous dicks. It stretches back. Final thought. The best thing for this orgasm thing that I heard was someone in here, I can't find the quote, but it said that both your ear canal and your finger are both sensitive areas of your body, right? Like the tip of your finger and inside your ear. But put your finger inside your ear, and which one are you feeling the most? Exactly. Yeah. So women have better orgasms. Is it the penis?
Oh, okay.
Or like, which one has more sensitivity? If you think about it, like you're gonna feel. But isn't that weird? Like you don't feel. I know Noah's like, my Q-tip feels the end of it. Yeah. my sawed off Q-tip.
It is interesting. It's like, but then if you take your finger and you put it on like the point of like a table, you'll feel it a lot on your finger. Yes. So that just you gotta.
Well, yeah, because you're not feeling the table. Pussy. Your table is not.
You gotta fuck something dead to feel anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the thing. It's I found it. It's very puzzling how dudes could think a vagina gets looser from fucking 50 different guys, but wouldn't get looser for fucking one guy 50 times. I love
that. I mean, this is like a riddle. Did you ever remember any of those riddles? Like, a guy, here's, what was it? Oh, the ones where it's like, there's a guy dead in a cabin. There's a thing of water underneath him. What happened or whatever. I mean, I left out a few things, but.
Oh, wait. Yeah. And it's like an ice cube is always the answer.
An ice cube melted.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This one says, this is from Shower Thoughts. I loved this one so much. And please try it on Brenna today and let us know what happens. Okay. If you try to hand a woman something enclosed in your fist, she is going to think you're trying to hand
money
her a bug. Even if you've known her for years and never have ever tried to give her a bug before, they never let their guard down regarding being handed a bug.
Like a little lizard. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh my God, I can't laugh too hard. This hurts my neck. It's so funny that all women have their guards up about being handed a bug. If a man came up to me and was like, here, just take it, I'd be like, hell no. I'm
what
not putting my hand out.
Money?
You've got a bug in there.
A bug holding $1?
Will you please film it today?
I won't see her again today, but I will do it when I get back. I promise. I will.
Okay. Oh, dude, my God.
That reminds me of we'll scare each other sometimes, and I know you don't like those kind of pranks, but she'll scare me, and I'll do like one of these like ninja, you do the little or I'll get up like an alligator. I scared her.
Like she'll be like behind a door or something.
I'll be showering, and I'll think maybe she's in the room, whatever, and like next thing I know, someone's tapping my penis with my eyes closed, and I think a little man has walked in for something. Like I don't know. I have weird imagination. I guess I've fucking a little guy in there.
I don't even know what.
Anyways,
you were saying,
my point is, I scared her this morning, and she reacted like I was, Ted Bundy. Like I have like 80 kills. And it's just like it sucks that women.
But she didn't know it was you.
Well, who else could have? Like she knew I was the only one in the house. But like I'm just saying, like I feel bad for women because I think like. Anytime you're scared, like it could really be your like
we're gonna get
so
raped
on
and
your
die.
brain that it's rape and die. When a guy gets scared, it's like, oh, it's a little midget guy that he's having sex with or whatever. No, but like I just don't think death. Like, but you really think death.
It's scarring. Yeah. We immediately think, I mean, I can't speak for all women, but I always am like raped and stabbed and murdered. And now I do live in a constant fear of, and I think most people should, of when you're walking down the street and you have your phone in your hand. I do not do that anymore. Like I have to put my phone away because I'm so scared of it. And that when I hear people walking behind me, I go because I'm so scared someone's going to run by and take my phone, which is obviously, please do that as opposed to any of the other things to me. But like because I've had my phone, you have that. Something bad has ever happened to you, the rest of your life. It's just, that trauma that goes, that gets encrypted on the brain. That's why I don't like being scared, is because that adds to your trauma in your brain. Even for that second that you thought it was someone, it literally your brain has a physical marking on it from that.
When I got stabbed through, which I've told this story before, for years, I couldn't be around people holding knives. And like, even if it was like in a casual setting, or if there was like a joke, like I would be like, like it would be fucking wild how afraid I'd get.
Yes.
And I worked as a fishmonger, which they cut up the fish, and it was like every day was like I would think about getting stabbed. Like it would come up.
Oh my God. And you weren't stabbed in like a way that was like a guy came out of nowhere and stabbed you. That was like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stab you to show how well this thing works. So it wasn't, even then you still have trauma from it.
Oh, that's
wild.
a good point. But that probably proves that.
And do you ever have trauma from the dog attack that didn't happen, that you lied about happening so that your buddy wouldn't get in trouble?
I mean,
it wasn't even
I
your
did
buddy.
prove, but I think getting stabbed in that way almost is scarier because it shows like, oh, you can get stabbed by a friend on any day. You know what I mean? Like horrible shit can happen.
No, it's not scarier. I'm not giving you that. It's not scarier than someone jumping out of the fucking... What if I had a knife right now?
Would you?
No, because you actually let him stab you.
I didn't let him. He just did it.
Oh,
he didn't give me a choice.
But who would have known that you cannot stab a bulletproof
vest? A Navy SEAL that he claimed to be. What a fucking dick. He's cool though. Did I ever tell you?
All right,
fucked
that's
my
it for the show today.
neighbor, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
What? That same guy?
Yeah. I don't know if he had a knife that time.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Thanks you for listening to the show.
How you feeling? You sound better by the end.
My neck is still an L, but it's like getting.
I was referring to the depression, but
Oh yeah. No, my bed is calling me. I think I'm getting excited because I get to go back to my lair. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. We will be back tomorrow, hopefully in better spirits. But I don't know. This is pretty good spirits for me. Don't be cut and
Jack spirits.